I don't usually like to drop Denise Richards and her Wild Things video on Wednesday because you guys are still watching my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion season 14 part 2 recap and getting all that gossip. 25 minutes of solid tea. I mean, really, Garcelle Bouvet's mortgage receipts and everything in the last one. So make sure you don't just skip that one because this one dropped. But I think I was able to manage it today, so I'm going to give you this one to hang out with for a bit. This is Denise Richards and her Wild Things season finale, episode 8. This is it, kids, so enjoy. And there's some gossip about Garcelle Bouvet in this one. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button before you forget. It really means a lot. It pumps the videos, and I need tips at this point. Things are desolate at the moment. Everybody's struggling financially, and boy, am I feeling it because I'm usually the first to go, sadly, on the Patreon because we're considered, what is it, like expendable income or whatever. Anyway, oh gosh, well, I'm hanging in there for the ride. I like chaos, why not? But I don't like my family's 401ks going in the toilet, that's for sure. Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to tell you that Kim D and I are doing a Bravo Hot Topics live together at 1 p.m. EST. Join us and get some of your questions answered. I'll be reading the comments and I'll make sure to answer them if there's some gossip you want more details about from my videos lately. It's tomorrow, Thursday, April 10th, 2025. All right, so let's get into this. There's so much to say. So we open up Denise Richard's show, and she's talking about a time that she's fighting with Charlie Sheen in a limo on her way to some big award event. And when she gets there, she runs into Johnny Depp and his wife at the time. And the wife is gushing all over Denise Richards about how cute she is pregnant. And what she doesn't know is Charlie Sheen was like not liking Denise Richards' outfit that night, which is what the fight was about, because she was pregnant and she wasn't fitting it properly. And he probably, wanted it to like fit, I don't know, conservatively or whatever, not look messy. And that's just not Denise's style, as we know. She's just kind of like a hippie, doesn't really care. That's just not Denise's style. She, cares how she looks, but she's not like attention to detail girl. Okay. So I don't think that worked for Charlie Sheen, sadly, in this moment. Anyway, she was like, look, lessons learned. Behind closed doors, anything could be happening. Anything. I believe Johnny Depp's wife, who said Denise Richards looked so cute, Vanessa Paradis, knows exactly what Denise Richards means. So then we jump to a gratuitous scene of seeing Aaron without his shirt on, and he's obviously in great shape. And Denise Richards wants to show him why she loves to contour her body with body makeup all the time. And we don't really see a big difference, except like it looks like he's more tan. But Denise Richards gets turned on, and who knows what happens after that. But everybody complains that Denise Richards literally has her body makeup on everything, and it's really gross and annoying. And it is gross. We are seeing Denise Richards get ready for going to this premiere's red carpet to show her support for Garcelle Bouvet. There's Garcelle in Tempted by Love, which is a story about an older woman who bonds with a much younger man when she's like, I think at her aunt's, visiting her aunt, or aunt dies or something. I don't know. Anyway, they fall in love, and it's their, I guess, interests that they have in common that bring them together. Ooh. Asked AI to tell me what the average Lifetime movie actor gets, and they said that the scale is a range between $2,267 to $3,488 per week. And the average low-end Lifetime movie budget is total $300,000. I hope it's wrong. I really do. I suppose someone like Garcelle, who is pretty well established, probably gets something around $50,000, I'd say, to do a Lifetime movie. But let's hope it's not this. No, Garcelle would have also gotten a producer fee, too, for this movie because she did produce it. Let me show you a little bit of the trailer.
Small talk. I'm just tired. You don't club until dawn? I stopped clubbing in my 30s.
Well, yesterday.
A Lifetime original movie.
Oh no, you did not just blow into town and land a date.
Not a date.
She
From
wishes
executive
this was
producers
real.
Terry McMillan, author of Waiting to Exhale, and Garcelle Beauvais.
You know I'm feeling you, right?
Boy, how old are you?
Old enough to consent, young enough to back it up when I do.
So then we see Denise Richards meet up with Garcelle, and she's rushing in, and then Denise is like, hey, it's me. And she was like, oh my gosh, Denise, I'm so happy to see you. Look so pretty. And then they talk about how their kids are kind of pains in the asses. And then she's like, I'm here to support you, Garcelle. And Garcelle's like, you're a real girl's girl, and I appreciate it. And we see sort of a typical awkward, meet up where you're going to someone's big event and they're really busy and you're close to them, but not that close. So it's kind of like a quick, hi, how are you? But you want to like acknowledge them and give them worth because they are important, but like you're not that tight, that you really want to get into it. Or you could even say, listen, let me talk to you later because I'm so slammed. It was kind of interesting, that interaction for me. I kind of got the feel finally of their real friendship. I think they both support each other professionally. I don't think they're super tight. It's possible Garcelle's still pissed that Denise Richards kept her waiting on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because she didn't help Denise Richards by shooting a scene with her. That's for damn sure. And a real friend would have. So then we see Sutton bump into Denise Richards at Garcelle's opening, and Denise Richards asks her, how did it go on the group trip? And Sutton Stracke says, oh gosh, kind of. And Jennifer Tilly's like, well, it was very interesting. And yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And Denise Richards just kind of, like, she knows exactly what they're talking about. Why? Because one of the reasons Denise Richards quit the show was she had such a bad group trip that it like scarred her for life. She's such a like PTSD from it. And there's Jennifer Tilly, and she's also with Sutton going to this event. Erin talks about how awkward it is to go on the red carpet with someone famous. Oh, I've done it. It is awkward. Especially when you're kind of a public figure in your own right, but they don't really want you. And so he's like, it is weird. Sometimes they'll tell me to stand aside and I'm with her and I don't know what to do with myself. And it kind of makes you feel bad about yourself and all of that. So that was a really nice thing I think they brought up that's difficult for Hollywood couples. Also, Denise kind of teaches us a go-to PR move, which you guys may not be aware of, but whenever you're taking a picture, if you cross one leg over the other, it makes you look thinner and taller and longer on camera. That's why everybody on the red carpet stops and does that position. Another trick you may not be aware of is if you turn your arm like the opposite direction, it forces your muscle to flex and your arms will look thin and toned for photos. So here's me doing two tricks on the red carpet. The leg one I just told you about. And then see the arms, that's to make your waist look extra small. You like actually kind of pinch in on the waist. This was at the Grey premiere. Let me see if I can find you the arm trick. Here's a good one of the arm trick. See how your arm is kind of twisted backwards? That makes your arm flex and look thinner. That was me at the reunion. It's very dark. What kind of shit photographer did they have working for Bravo? Anyway, that's the trick. Do it. It really is amazing. So then we see Denise Richards bringing the girls together for a photo shoot. She's going to be on the cover with the girls for something called Runway TV Magazine. I tried to find Runway TV Magazine and couldn't, but I did find a YouTube page where they touted that they did have a magazine and they interviewed Denise Richards on YouTube. However, it only got 17 views and only had 3,000 subs. So my feeling is Alex Baskin was like, Denise, we need to come up with some project with you and the girls to like bring this show to a finale. Can you get like a gig that maybe the girls could do with you? And Denise couldn't pull it off, or this was the best she could do. This obscure magazine, Runway Magazine TV. Yeah, okay. She does a whole thing about staying relevant, and I'm just thinking to myself, you probably should have put a little more effort into some of the stunts on your reality show if you wanted to pull that one off. But not everybody has the work ethic. So anyway, let's get back to the plot. You may or may not have seen this in the tabloids since the show dropped, but originally Sami doesn't want to show up to the modeling shoot because her car's been stolen. Well, it turns out that actually it's been repossessed, not for the first time, but the second time, because she's forgotten to make her car payments and they repo it. And then she gets it back in 2 weeks and she has a pink Bronco. And I just felt like, what is going on here? And she said she's not old enough to be an adult, and that's obvious, but she's still doing it and paying her bills, I guess, sometimes. It was all so very confusing. And Sami's personality is very confusing. She's not really professional. She's kind of jerky to her younger sister, Lola, whenever possible, although you see Lola giving huge effort to try to reach out to her. And Sami doesn't seem to care. She does seem to have some sort of like heart in there somewhere, but it's covered up with a lot of skunk in some way, is the way I describe it. It's a really strange thing. And Denise Richards is like, Sami, you need to get to this photo shoot and be professional and cut the crap or you're never going to be a model. So Sami does come, but she comes like 20 minutes before the shoot's over and they put her in makeup and she extends it for the crew, doesn't seem to care. And Lola tries to lighten the mood by talking to her sister, Sami, and Sami's ignoring her. It's like really hard to watch. And then we see Lola Sheen saying she doesn't really know how to take photos or be glamorous, but she's trying to learn. And she really wants this picture for the future with her sister, Sami. And later in the episode, Sami finally comes around and admits she would like the picture too. Denise Richards is very overdone in some of the scenes that you see. She's got a ton of makeup on and hair extensions and all of this stuff. But you do realize she knows how to work a camera, which is a profession. And the kids really respect it when they see their mom doing. And, you know. But what I do respect about Denise Richards is that she pushes through. And she incorporates her whole family with all of their issues and problems and makes them shine. And that was a really nice, that is her gift, really, if I was to say it after watching the finale. Now, the two sisters, Lola and Sami, do not make up by the end of the episode, but then it would appear that production shuts down. And 2 days later, the girls say, guess what? Lola decided to apologize to Sami. The reason for the fight, you may remember, is that Lola stayed friends with Sami's ex-boyfriend after Sami broke up with him. And Lola knew him before Sami, which is why she wanted to keep the friendship. And Sami resented that. So anyway, I guess Lola apologizes for this. Maybe she says she's not going to talk to the guy anymore and Sami moves on. But was it really an apology and was it really accepted? We'll have to see. I guess they wanted to put this in a tidy box. I doubt there'll be another season. But it won't be because she didn't try. Remember this from early February of 2025, Denise Richards' dwindling showbiz fortune in peril after wellness guru husband Aaron Vipers was slammed with fraud lawsuit. Well, if you can't beat him, join him, Denise. Maybe make that the topic of next season. All right, you guys. Hope to see you tomorrow or in the Patreon. I'm going to go do some gossip farming. Do I ever stop working? No, I don't, because I love you guys too much. All right, you guys. Like, subscribe. Big kiss.